Alright everybody, good morning from New York's LaGuardia Airport. Right now we're at Terminal B, and today we're taking a JetBlue Airbus A220-300 to Fort Lauderdale. So let's go over to the terminal and get checked in. Alright everybody, welcome to the New York LaGuardia Airport Terminal B. Right here is a check-in area, right next to American Airlines. They're at Section D. Let's check in now. And right here is the check-in kiosk at LaGuardia Airport.
To the help desk.
This right here is JetBlue's check-in area at LGA. Alright, we just finished check-in, and today we're on JetBlue flight 1171 to Fort Lauderdale, boarding at gate 59. Follow me. This right here is LaGuardia's Terminal B. It's been insanely redone. Before it was old, crusty, dirty. Now they managed to make this pretty much like a work of art. It's fantastic. There are a lot more store options, food options, as well as cleaner check-in spaces. For stores, there's stuff like this Starbucks here, as well as a lot of local places, which we'll see on the way to our gate. Let's go. On over to security right now. As you can see, even on the other sides, besides JetBlue, it's been redone over there also. So they're trying to keep a certain style in this terminal, which honestly looks really nice. So right now it says TSA pre-check, which we have is 1 minute wait, and standard is only 2 minutes. So they managed to get security down to a science here, which is really good. Let's go. All right, we just passed security. So one good thing that came along with these renovations at LaGuardia is, of course, the fantastic views of the tarmac. Just like this JetBlue A320 here that came in from West Palm Beach. And that's actually what our aircraft looks like today, except ours is an A220, which is brand new. So let's go over to the gate now. Here's a closer shot of that JetBlue A320, nicknamed Blue Moon. And right here is our gate, gate 59. It shares the gate area with gate 58. And we are very early, so to the left is the earlier flight to Fort Lauderdale, and on the right is the flight to West Palm Beach. We're the next flight over here though. We board at 2:10. Our plane is on its way in right now, so once it gets here I'll show it to you, but here's our info. So we're on November 3241 Juliet. It's a brand new Airbus A220-300 with serial number 55315, and it's on its way in from West Palm Beach. It lands in about an hour. So one flaw with LaGuardia's terminal renovation is that the gate areas are really jam-packed. So whenever people get here, immediately it crowds up because they're really small. So whenever you come to LaGuardia, please make sure you get here early. Our plane's on its way in right now. It's over Philadelphia. It'll be landing soon. So once it gets here, I'll show it to you. Right out here is the Frontier Airlines A321neo, the Harper the American Alligator livery. This flight was delayed a couple hours and it's now going over to Atlanta. This over here is the gate area for our flight. As you can see, it's starting to crowd up. We board in 20 minutes. Alright, so the Airbus A220 at JetBlue was designed to take over for their Embraer 190 aircraft, which is one of their oldest. And they're starting to get outdated, so the A220 has a new JetBlue cabin, as well as bigger windows. So let's see how that aircraft is today. Our aircraft is turning right now for the runway 31 final at LaGuardia. And right out there is our Airbus A220 that just arrived from West Palm Beach, November 3241 Juliet. It's a very nice new livery, I gotta admit. I like the wings, they're purple, the winglets. And the tail as well is really nice. Alright, we're boarding now for Fort Lauderdale. Here we go.
So just let me move around because I have.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. And welcome aboard the brand new JetBlue A220. It is in a 3-2 configuration, so there's 3 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other. Alright, and today we are in seat 18F. Here we are. And here's our seat for today, 18F. Right here we have an adjustable headrest. Nice leather seat back here. And a gray seat belt. In front of me we have a touchscreen TV, which is what JetBlue is really known for, as well as a USB port and outlets for your headphones. Nice tray table right here. And in our seat back pocket, we have a safety card and a menu for the in-flight service. And our window right here.
This afternoon to Fort Lauderdale. If you brought 2 kind items into the cabin, please place the smaller item underneath the seat in front of you. The larger item can go into an overhead bin.
And this right here is our wing view for today. They say JetBlue is the best legroom in coach, and they are not lying. Fantastic legroom here. This aircraft specifically is just over a month old, and it's still in great shape in terms of cleanliness and stuff, so I'm really excited to be on this flight today.
Lauderdale. My name is Sam. I'm the first officer. I'll fly staff there today. With me up front's Captain Dan. We're looking at 2 hours and 31 minutes at 32,000 feet. We're expecting a bit of turbulence leaving New York City due to how windy it is, but should be smooth when we get up to cruising altitude. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be leaving shortly.
Boarding is now complete and we're getting ready to go. This Southwest 737-800 just arrived to LaGuardia from Nashville. And we're pushing back now out of LaGuardia.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you aboard JetBlue Flight 1171 with service to Fort Lauderdale. My name is Chris and I'm flying with Jamie up front and Greg mid-cabin. Our captain today is Captain Daniel Reezy, assisted by First Officer Pham. Our estimated flying time will be 2 hours and 31 minutes. Your safety is always our #1 priority, so please give us your attention while we walk you through this main safety features. Please follow along with the safety information card in your seat back pocket. Federal law requires you to follow all added information signs, posted placards, and special crew member instructions. Please keep your seatbelt fastened low and tight across your lap, even when the seatbelt sign is off, and have your seatbelt visible to the crew at all times. As you exit the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down firmly on the red tabs or pulling into the tubes on both sides. Do not inflate your vest inside the plane. A locator light on the shoulder will turn on automatically in water. Life vests are located in the overhead bins in the front, middle, and rear of the cabin. In the event of an emergency, leave all your personal belongings and proceed to the nearest exit. All exits are clearly marked with a green and white sign overhead, and lights on the floor also guide you to the exits. If you have any questions about this plane's safety features, don't hesitate to ask. We'll be coming down the aisle for one last check. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened, seat back is upright, tray table is stowed, and no carry-ons are put away. Smoking, including electronic cigarettes or vaping, is never allowed on any JetBlue flight. Tampering with, disabling or destroying smoke detector and aircraft furniture is a federal offense that could result in a fine. This aircraft has 3 restrooms, one in the front of the cabin and 2 in the back. All of our planes have free high-speed Wi-Fi. To connect, select the flyfi.com network, then head over to flyfi.com or see the card in your seat back pocket for instructions. By booking this flight, you will unlock exclusive savings and true blue points on cars, stays, and activities when you book on Paisley by JetBlue. We'll be adjusting the main cabin lights for departure. If you know that there's a reason above your seat, we'll be in the air soon. Thank you again for choosing JetBlue.
Check out the JetBlue IFE system. There are 2 language options. There's English and Spanish, so let's pick English. You could also connect your phone for a remote for this TV. We're not going to do that today. However, if you would like to see that, you can look at that in the video linked in the bio. Okay. So as you can see, your flying to page is not updated, which is okay. However, our arrival information is right here. As you can see, we are arriving at gate F7 in Terminal 3 in Fort Lauderdale. And let's see. The nickname of this aircraft is Taming of the Blue. Okay, so let's check out the entertainment options. We have holiday classics, because of course it's the holidays right now. Beetlejuice, because it's new. Horizon, 1992, Christmas Story. A lot of good stuff, as you can see. Plenty of options. There are also TV shows. Different channels. And games. In addition to all the entertainment, there's live TV. Hundreds of channels to pick from. There are kids options for movies, TV shows, and of course games. There's a lot of audio, so there's a lot about JetBlue destinations: Amsterdam, Atlanta, Baltimore, Boston, Dallas, Fort Worth. Ton of places here: London, Los Angeles, Orlando, New York, Phoenix, Providence, Reno, San Diego, Dominican Republic, Tulum, San Francisco, all the good stuff. And finally, my personal favorite, the in-flight map. JetBlue has a great in-flight map system, and they use the same program as American Airlines and I believe Delta. So as you can see, we departed New York, we made an immediate turn to the north, and then we went south. We flew over New Jersey, and now we're over New Jersey still, pretty much parallel to Philadelphia. If you haven't watched my video into Philly on the American Airlines 787-8, please go check that out. I'll be sure to link it for you. And let's see all this. So this is just some information about the places we're nearest to. Boundaries. Let's check out flight info. Oh, wait, no. That's just settings for like what to keep. And there are also different views right here that you can get. So let's check out the window view. It's a window. There's overhead, orbit. And this is the main global view. As you can see right here, we're on November 3241 Juliet. We're at just over 27,000 feet to our scheduled cruising altitude of 32,000 feet, and we've been in the air for 16 minutes. In the IFE screen, there is also a USB port and a headphone jack. As you can see, the flight attendants are now beginning their in-flight service. One amazing thing about JetBlue is their complimentary Wi-Fi, and in order to connect, you have to go to settings first and click on Fly-Fi, and then go to flyfi.com. In order to connect to Fly-Fi, we need to first accept cookies, and then we need to watch an ad. Okay, so now we're going to accept all cookies again, and we can pick an ad to watch. Let's just pick this one for Paisley. And once that ad is complete, it's going to start getting everything ready for the Wi-Fi. And we're now connected to the Wi-Fi. That's one thing that sets JetBlue apart from other airlines. They have free Wi-Fi, and other airlines charge a lot for it. Alright, so even though it said we were connected to the Wi-Fi, it looks like the whole system failed 23 minutes away from LaGuardia on the last flight from West Palm Beach, so it looks like we're not going to have any Wi-Fi today. Alright, and right now we're over Delaware, and we just reached our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, not 32 like it was originally planned. Alright, and it's about that time. Travel Man tradition. So here we have club soda. And we're going to do half a cup. There we go. And cranberry juice. We'll fill the other half of the cup. Just like that, Travel Man tradition. Cheers. Good as usual. I should be a bartender. Right Right now we're cruising up at 36,000 feet over the Chesapeake Bay. We're hitting some pretty bad turbulence, so they just turned on the seatbelt sign. And the flight attendants just did their in-flight snack service, so I got plantain chips, of course. But they also had some graham crackers and everything bagel pretzels. Right now we're over Newport News, Virginia, and we have 1 hour and 57 minutes left to Fort Lauderdale. Wi-Fi on this flight just started to work, but it is going pretty slowly. It's starting to pick up some speed though. Right now we're in some smooth air, and we have 1 hour 34 minutes left to Fort Lauderdale. Right now we're over Greenville, North Carolina. Right now we're starting to hit some more turbulence again over southern North Carolina. As you can see right here, we're over the Atlantic, and we have 1 hour and 60 minutes left to Fort Lauderdale. Due to some bumps at 36,000 feet, our pilot just brought us up to 38,000. Alright, and we're just about parallel to Daytona Beach, where we're still over the Atlantic Ocean. We have 46 minutes left till we land at FLL, and our pilot brought us back down to 36,000 feet due to some bumps at 38. Right now we're at 33,000 feet, and we have 33 minutes left to Fort Lauderdale. We're scheduled to arrive at Terminal 3, Gate F7. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you really quickly. But thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it.
Be on the ground here about 25 minutes. Right now, 68 degrees. And call pilot class guys, winds out of the east about 10 miles an hour. We're going to park today, gate F7, and the left side of the baggage lane once we arrive. Thanks so much for flying with September. Once again, be on the ground about 25 minutes. The seatbelt sign will be coming on in a few more minutes.
And with that announcement from the flight deck, we're now beginning our initial descent into Fort Lauderdale. We should be landing in the next 25 or so minutes. And as the captain just said, we're going to be arriving into gate F7 in Terminal 3. Right out there is a beautiful shot of the sunset over Lake Okeechobee. That's in Central Florida. It's now time for the Travelman Rates Flight Edition. In this rating, we'll be talking about the seat, the food, the in-flight entertainment, and the service. Alright, so I'm in a main coach seat on the JetBlue A220, and honestly, it deserves a solid 5 out of 5. First off, the legroom, finally. It doesn't feel like I'm auditioning for Cirque du Soleil just to sit down. The seat itself, way more supportive than it has any right to be, like it's been personally trained by The Rock just to hold me up. And the seatback screen, huge. I've seen smaller TVs in hotel rooms. Add in the mood lighting that makes the cabin feel like a cool lounge instead of flying a bus, and yeah, 5 stars. If it gets any better than this in coach, I'm going to start asking JetBlue if I can move him permanently. Okay, so food and drinks on this JetBlue A220 flight, limited, but honestly hilarious. The snack cart rolled up like, today's menu, plantain chips or graham crackers. That's it, 2 options. It felt like snack time at summer camp run by someone's cool aunt. But you know what? The plantains, crunchy, salty, kind of addictive. And the graham crackers, sweet, nostalgic, like kindergarten but with jet engines. And drinks, classic lineup. Sodas, juices, and enough seltzer to make you feel classy at 36,000 feet. Overall, 5 out of 5. Because somehow, just with 2 snack options, JetBlue still made me feel like I was dining at a quirky Sky Cafe. In-flight entertainment on the JetBlue A220? Pretty stellar. The seatback screen is huge. You could probably watch the Super Bowl from row 30 and still feel like you have front row seats. Tons of movies, TV shows, even live channels if you want to watch the news mid-flight and stretch yourself out. It's basically a flying living room. But the Wi-Fi took forever to wake up, like it needed its own coffee before deciding to join the party. So instead of a 5 out of 5, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Still awesome, but JetBlue's Wi-Fi definitely hit the snooze button a couple too many times. Service on this flight, 5 out of 5 without question. The crew was upbeat, friendly, and somehow made passing out plantain chips feel like fine dining. The best part, one of the flight attendants told me she's working on getting her pilot's license too, so we basically had a little cockpit fan club going on in the galley. Nothing like bonding over, yeah, landings are hard, while cruising at 36,000 feet, am I right? Honestly, JetBlue should really start marketing their service as snacks, smiles, and surprise career networking. Now, the overall rating, 19 out of 20. JetBlue on the A220 was so good, I half expected confetti to fall from the overhead bins when we landed. The seat was comfy, the snacks slapped, and the service felt like a TED Talk and a comedy show rolled into one. And the only reason it's not a perfect 20 is because the Wi-Fi acted like it was buffering real life. Still, 19 out of 20 is basically JetBlue saying, yeah, we run economy like it's first class, just don't ask the internet to wake up on time. All jokes aside though, amazing job JetBlue, I cannot wait to fly you again. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale.
JetBlue welcomes you to Fort Lauderdale, where the local time is 5:34 in the evening. For your safety, please keep your seatbelts fastened and keep carry-ons put away until the captain turned off the seatbelt sign. Be careful, don't put the overhead bins as items tend to move during flight. If you have a receipt that says claim at gate, you may pick up your items outside the front boarding door. If you need any help getting off the plane, feel free to remain seated after arriving at the gates, may better assist you. For any information on connecting flights and baggage claim, check your pro monitors or download our free JetBlue mobile app. We hope you enjoyed the JetBlue experience. If you receive an email survey about your trip, we'd love to get your honest feedback. On behalf of all of us here at JetBlue, especially this New York City-based crew, we thank you again for choosing JetBlue. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sitting by your window, if you could please lower your window shade to help prepare for the next flight.
Bye, thank you.
Have a good one. Thank
You too.
See you up here.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. Alright everybody, welcome to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport Gate F7. You know you're in Concourse F when it starts to get hot. The AC in this building never works. Alright everybody, that concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope we enjoyed. Our plane will be headed right back to LaGuardia. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you later.